My name's Eric. I'm a full-time digital nomad living out of my Subaru Forester as I'm traveling around the country, and I don't even know what this video is all about.
Regular days would turn into never-ending weekends, ordinary way. No, do you want it low?
From here, I've been thinking a lot about where I want to head to next. I'm going to try to reach out to a friend who lives in the LA area. Actually, I know 2 people who live in the LA area. So yeah, that will take me through the Southern California area. Okay, so here's what it's like to really be a digital nomad. I woke up in Quartzsite, Arizona, where I've been for about the past week or so now. I've been going to the public library there to work on some things for clients because I am a digital nomad, which means I do need Wi-Fi and internet to do my job. As I got there this morning, the internet was down. I have to go find public Wi-Fi because I can't tether from my phone. Like I can tether from my phone, but mobile hotspots, if you don't know this, they all have a capped data plan, and I have almost exceeded that this month. So I'm going to go over that if I use my mobile hotspot on my phone. Plus, it's not very good cell phone reception back there in the middle of the desert near Quartzsite. And so the internet wouldn't be that great. And I normally have like a little mobile hotspot thing called the Nomad Internet Box, and that gives me Wi-Fi. But for some reason, it hasn't been working for the past several days. So I don't know why. I've reached out to the company and they haven't responded yet. So I have to go find public Wi-Fi. Now, my plan was really to go into Southern California. However, in between Quartzsite, Arizona, which already is pretty much the middle of nowhere, and Southern California, there's really nothing. There's Joshua Tree National Park, and that's a beautiful area, but there's no places that I'm gonna find Wi-Fi or anything. So I could go into there, but I don't know what my chances of finding Wi-Fi are like until I hit Palm Springs, and that's a couple hours away. But I do know that going back into the Phoenix area, just outside of Phoenix is a town called Goodyear and Buckeye. Buckeye is really where I'm headed. There's very good internet, a library there with really long hours and good working space and everything. So I'm having to turn around an hour and a half to go back so I can do this job for this client. So it is what it is. That's just what it's like to be a digital nomad on the road. So one of the really hardest parts about nomad living and having to go into places like a library or wherever to get public Wi-Fi and do some work at a desk and stuff like that is now I'm hungry and I want to go eat something. So I can't just walk over to the kitchen and make myself a snack or lunch or something like that. I have to pack everything up. I have to walk downstairs. I have to go out to my car. I have to make a meal or do whatever I'm going to do for a lunch, and then go back in there and work. And the reason I have to pack it all up is I'm not going to leave myself in a public space, right? Like, even though I want to go back to that desk and start and keep working, I can't do that. All my stuff might be gone when I come back. So it's just kind of a pain, right? You have to like kind of make time for lunch and everything. It's not as easy as just, like I said, stopping in the middle of a project or something and just walking over to the kitchen and getting something to eat. So don't know really if I'm escaping normal life right now.
Mr. Sadler, Jesse here, Tucson Subaru Service. I did speak with my service director, Scott, who said that he had spoken with Subaru of America and that he wanted to get you scheduled back up to get your 12-volt ports replaced under WSAS coverage. He said that we can waive your $100 deductible for any kind of inconvenience. I have the ports here. You can reach me on my direct line at 520-620.
Okay, well, the unexpected challenges that come with being in new cities all the time and sometimes going to new cities to have some car work done and then being told you have to go back to that city to have some follow-up car work done. So here's the scoop. In early part of January, went all the way down to southern Arizona, to the Tucson area. I have some friends down there. I met up with them. And my plan was really just to go down there, see them. But also I had some things happening with the car. I went down there and I had them look at all the 12 volts in my car. I have 3 12 volts in my car and 2 of them had gone out. So I told Subaru down there that they had gone out. Well, they took a look at it and determined that yes, they're not working correctly, but they're not covered under your warranty. And I bought the extended warranty on this car so that this car would be covered for 100,000 miles. I just couldn't understand why, and they just said, well, it's just not covered under warranty. You're misusing the 12 volts in the car is what they originally told me, because I plug up my Anchor portable power station to it nonstop so that when I'm driving, the car is powering the Anchor portable power station. But the Anchor portable power station comes with a 12 volt plug, so there's no reason why it should be draining or killing the 12 volts. Plus, I've been using this Anchor portable power station for the past 9 months now, and the 12 volts in my car have been fine. It's just all of a sudden one day, 2 of them went out at the same time. So I called like the Subaru national line, and I talked to them more about the extended warranty. And I said, what does my extended warranty cover then? Because I bought this being told that it would cover everything from bumper to bumper except for preventative maintenance things like tires and brakes and things like that. So electrical stuff should be covered. And, you know, a lot of back and forth. And in the end, they ended up calling me up and they said, you know what? We went over your coverage and we will actually cover that. The problem is, that is in Tucson, and I am currently in Phoenix. Now, I was in Quartzsite, which is even further away from Tucson, about 4 hours from Tucson, and I was planning on going to Southern California, but I had to kind of do a turnaround to come back to the Phoenix area because the internet in Quartzsite wasn't working and I had a project due, and this was the closest available Wi-Fi that I knew about here in the Phoenix area. So I've come back here and I've been here for a few days. And in the meantime, I've been trying to get a hold of my friends in Southern California that I was trying to see. And so I could nail down a date to go see them. And I had determined that this week would be the best time to go see them. And I was literally about to leave this morning until I got a phone call from Tucson Subaru saying that we got these parts in, we'll cover it under warranty. We just need to get you back down here to get this fixed, but we can't get you in for another week. So I went from Tucson to Quartzsite, back to Tucson, back to Quartzsite. I'm now in Phoenix, and I'm gonna be going back down to Tucson to get my car fixed. But you know what? I need to get them fixed. It's gonna be free. It would have been an $800 fix if I did it on my own. I got the extended warranty. I wanna use it, right? It's only 2 hours south to go and fix this. I'd rather go ahead and do it. But it just throws a monkey wrench into my plans because, like I said, I was really trying to get over to Southern California, but now that date's been pushed back because my friend, one of the friends I was going to go see in California this week is to be going out of town. That's why I was trying to get over there this week before she went out of town. And yeah, she goes out of town. So when she comes back, I'll be able to meet up with her and another friend that lives in the area. So now I get to drive down to Tucson, but I'm here another week in the Phoenix area. So looks like it's gonna be me just working all this week. I'm right in front of the library. I'm gonna go finish up a project. I'm gonna try DoorDashing. I've gotta play with this drone a little bit more. That's the other thing I gotta do is still do a video for this drone. And yeah, is what it is, I guess. Look, no one's driving the car. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, it's wild, isn't it? Look at that. No one's driving. It's one of those driverless cars, Waymos. It's got like cameras everywhere on it. They're everywhere around the city. Ghost car, ghost car, ghost car. All right, well, I'm DoorDashing again today. I'm starting to do more dashing during the day and pick up more like the early lunch crowd into the evening crowd. Yesterday I dashed for only an hour and a half and made $56. So if you do the math, it comes out to like 38 bucks an hour. And the only reason I only did it for an hour and a half is because honestly, I had to stop and go to a library to work on a project that I spent 3 hours and 15 minutes working on a project that I didn't get paid for anything for because they were all revisions for a project that I had done the day before. So the day before, I got money for that project, but the client wanted changes to the video, so I had to make those changes. So I'm just starting to realize that DoorDashing is much more lucrative for me. I'm making a lot more money than all the hours I put into a lot of my Fiverr work, the freelance stuff. Because every time I work on a freelance video for somebody, almost always they ask for so many revisions that what should have taken me only 2 hours roughly to do turns into like 6 hours to actually complete, but between the time that they're actually asking for all the revisions and changes they want made to the video. So it's just not becoming that lucrative for me to do the freelance work. So I'm actually starting to put a halt on that. I think I might even shut down my Fiverr. I'm not quite sure. But I'm starting to put a halt on that and really focus more on this door dashing. And then I still have a couple other jobs I do video editing for. Like I have a small company I do video editing for, so I'll continue to do that. But yeah, I'm just really finding that door dashing is just much more money for me. I can dash whenever I need to. And the thing about freelance video editing work, for me at least, is I need to find Wi-Fi so I can download stuff from my client, upload for them. And you know, usually Wi-Fi is not that hard to come by, but sometimes it's not very good Wi-Fi that I find. And sometimes, because I rely on libraries so much, if it's the weekend, not all libraries are open the entire weekend. Some are closed on Sundays. Some don't open till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's just more of a challenge. Door dashing is, you know, 24/7. You can do it whenever you need to. So I'm also really struggling on what I want to call this video, because honestly, it's just been me in this big city in the Phoenix area for a week now. And over a week now, and it definitely doesn't feel like I'm escaping normal life. It definitely doesn't feel like I am, you know, living the van life dream, right? Like I'm not out and seeing nature, and I'm not at a big national park or anything like that. Definitely doesn't feel like I'm doing what I set out here to do. But you know, I gotta pay the bills, right? It just is what it is right now. And I'm actually really loving the weather down here too. That's another thing. And because I have some things coming up with my car soon that I have to go down to Tucson for, and because I can't even get over to California to see my friends until the middle of March now, it's just working out better to stay down here and just make some money. And I guess, you know, even though this nomad life is, you know, me living in my vehicle and yeah, having the ability to go wherever I want, sometimes I just gotta take care of the bills, and sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. So sometimes with door dashing, you pick up things like ice cream and cold drinks, stuff like that. So I just did a pickup from Stone Cold Creamery. So it's like an ice cream milkshake thing. But the nice thing about my setup when I have to transport that to a customer is that I have a cooler. So I actually put their drink here so it'll be nice and cold when they get it. All right, so one of the things about door dashing at night is I'm always in new cities, so I don't know the surroundings, and especially when I get into these neighborhoods where I'm trying to find an address, or these apartment complexes where I'm trying to find a specific building and then a specific apartment. So I never know these areas. So, and it gets really dark at night, so it's really hard to see a lot of these addresses and stuff. So luckily, I have a vehicle that's kind of equipped for overlanding, which means I have extra lights on my hood here. So I turn those on while I'm looking for this address. So I'll show you here in a second. All right, so I'm looking for this address right now, and it's really hard to find. So look at all the houses, like they're really hard to see. So flip on my switches here, and I can see these addresses much better. There's a light over on that side if I need to for the right side. It really, really, really helps. Of course, there's no houses on that side right now. They're all on this side, but just showing you how much this helps. Look at that light. Yeah, I really feel for any door dashers or people who do Uber Eats or anything like that, who don't have these kind of lights on the vehicle, because most people are not going to have overland lights in their vehicle, right? It's just a weird thing that I'm going to have because I'm often on BLM land, often doing a lot of dispersed camping, so I need lights to see in the dark, but they come in so handy in this job, let me tell you. All right, well, I'm staying in the city again, which means I'm doing some stealth camping again, and tonight I'm parked behind a Cracker Barrel. Yeah, you can stay at Cracker Barrels. This is actually the first one I've ever done, but you can see there's some other vans and things over there, RVs. So I found this place on iOverlander, and iOverlander is an app I use a lot for parking anywhere for the night to sleep, whether it's on open BLM land or in cities like this. And I saw that people had stayed here pretty recently. Typically, you do want to go inside and ask the management and stuff and make sure it's okay. But because there's so many vans and RVs over there, it's gonna be fine. I am gonna have to do something tonight I haven't done in a very long time though, and that is use my camp fan, because it is pretty warm out here tonight. It's like 70 degrees, which, don't get me wrong, is amazing at nighttime for the middle of February. But when you have to sleep in your car, it's pretty warm. So I'm gonna turn this on when I first go to sleep. But I looked, and the weather is gonna drop down to like 52 or something like that by like 5 a.m. So I won't have it on all night, but I don't know, I guess it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing. It's nice that I'm not dealing with freezing temperatures. 3 months ago, I was literally dealing with freezing temperatures. I was waking up to 11 degrees, and I had to take the water out of like my road shower and the water out of my outside water containers because everything was freezing, and I couldn't cook because my hands would get so cold and everything. And now I'm having to sleep with a fan because it's so hot. And you may not be able to hear it on camera very well, but I-10 is right over there. It's literally like maybe 200 yards away. So it's a little loud. And when I'm stealth camping, staying in the city, I don't ever put my windows down just for safety reasons. So I'd love to be able to keep the windows down and just have some breeze coming through here. But the noise and the fact I'm in a city, for safety reasons, I'm not going to keep the windows down. I'll put all my blackouts up, all my window blackouts, that is, so no one can peek in the car and see them here. But it is what it is. It's just easier to stay in the city. I've got to go back to work at the library tomorrow.
All right, good morning. One thing about stealth camping, when you're in the city like this and you're just parked in a parking lot, you kind of want to try to get up kind of early to leave kind of early. So just after 7:30. So I'm gonna go ahead and get up.
After I spit them bars, see how the words hit hard. Follow my gut, I follow my heart, don't care for the dons in charge.
Okay, well, guess where I'm at? I'm back in Tucson. This is my third time being in Tucson in the past 2 months. This was not the plan, but things just kept happening with the car. Nothing major, they're all minor things, but they're warranty things, like things that warranty would cover. So I just kept coming back to the area to get them fixed. I just got back from the dealership. Everything is replaced. Everything's working fine. They did cover it under warranty. And I need to be in LA in the next 4 days because I am meeting up with some more friends. And this time, one of them is a guy that I grew up with. I knew my friend Brent from the 8th grade, and I have not seen him since, I think, 2012 is the last time I saw him, and it's 2025. So quite a long time, and he's got kids that I've never seen and everything. So I'm going to go to LA to see him. And then I'm not sure what I'm doing after that.
We hustle, we flow, we grind, we roll. We hustle, we flow. We hustle, we flow, we grind, we roll.
So this morning when I was at Subaru getting the car fixed up, they so graciously gave me a free coupon for a car wash at a place called Mr. Car Wash. It's a car wash place you drive through, and there's a ton around this area. There were some back in Tampa, so they're all over the country. So I finally got the car wash, but they made me take off the roof box because they're like, you can't drive through there with that. So I had to take the roof box off, and of course, they're gonna make me take off the propane because, you know, it is a propane tank. So I had to pretty much dismantle a couple things off the car, but the car is clean and it looks way, way better. I absolutely should have done a before and after, but this thing was just caked in dust from the desert from being in quartzite. Yeah, I mean, it's not perfect. There's still some streaks and stuff like that on it, but at least it's a lot better. Car looks kind of weird without the roof box though. Almost looks normal. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and just end my video here at a gas station. As I'm leaving Tucson, I am finally gonna go ahead and start my drive over to LA. I'm gonna kind of break it up a little bit. I'm trying to do maybe 3 hours a day or so. So I'm gonna go up to the Phoenix area today, and then I'm gonna get probably over to Quartzsite again and spend a night in Quartzsite. Quartzsite is just so easy to sleep at. It's very peaceful, it's relaxing. I can have the windows down and I know no one will mess with me and everything. So I'll probably stay there a night, and then I'll probably spend a night in Palm Springs, and then eventually I'll get into the LA area. I have to meet up with my friend Brent this weekend, and I haven't seen Brent in like 15 years, and this is gonna be awesome to see him. So I'm struggling really bad on what direction I wanna take this video, what I'm gonna do in the editing process, because there's not much of a story here. It's just me being in Phoenix and Tucson, working and getting my car fixed, so it's quite boring. I guess in hindsight, that is kind of good to show you what it's like sometimes as a full-time nomad, you know? Unless you're a content creator who can make a full-time living off of being able to, you know, film what you do in nature and stuff, I have to be in cities quite often to work. I need Wi-Fi for my projects when I do video editing projects. I do DoorDash and I need a city with restaurants and stuff. So I have to go into cities a lot, and you know, this time it was car related things, and it just worked out for me to be in a city like Phoenix for a week before coming all the way down to Tucson for a few days to get my car fixed. So the car is all fixed. It looks good. I washed it. I can't wait. So I'll see you in LA. Until next time, thank you for escaping normal life with me.